Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and I want to make a short video tonight to give you a heads up. I originally wasn't going to make this video, but the more I think about it, the more I think it would be beneficial to give you guys a heads up on this. Okay, here's the story. It's comical. I went to Walmart to buy some Fosters. It's the only place around that sells a 25.4 whatever ounce, the large Fosters. It's the only place. There isn't. It's a great big beer store down. They don't sell it. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I went there to buy Fosters. They usually get a dozen. They only had 5. So I took the 5 they had. Picked up 3 8-packs of the Bud Light aluminum bottles. Okay, picked up some other groceries and everything. And now we get to the meat of the story. I went to checkout, had Sue and Beth with me. I've done this, you know how often I've done it. I've done it a lot. I'm going to say 100 times. It probably hasn't been more than 20, but anyway, I've done it enough times so I can't remember. I go through the line, buy your beer, and buy your chips and whatever. So I get up there, and it's my turn in line. I put my stuff all up there, and the lady starts checking it out. Life is good. And she looks over at Beth, who's way down on the end, putting the groceries in the cart with her mom. And she said, "She's with you, isn't she?" I said, "Yeah, she's my daughter." He said, "I need to see some identification. I need to know how old she is." I said, "Beth, you got your wallet on you?" She said, "No, I just coming with mom and dad to Walmart." She didn't have any money with her, didn't have any wallet, didn't have any identification. Well, the woman says, "I can tell that you're under 40, so I can't sell you this beer." Really? Now, I've Googled this, and this is happening all over the United States at Walmarts. It's their campaign to make sure that people don't buy alcohol for kids. And they've taken upon themselves to prevent this. Somehow they think, they've twisted their policy all around sideways. So anyway, I said, "Let me get this straight." I said, "I'm buying the beer. I'm paying for it. That's my daughter over there. She's 32 years old. So what's the problem?" "Well, if she's with you, I have to card her." And this is happening all over the United States. In fact, if you're in line and you're buying a beer, just one beer, and say somebody walks up behind you and you turn around and go, "Oh, hi, Katie, I haven't seen you in a long time," and you start talking to them, they're going to card them. They're going to card. They may not card you, but they're going to card that person looks under 40. They're going to card them. And if your friend Katie doesn't have any ID, they won't sell you the beer. Yeah. So I said to the lady, "That's bullcrap. I've done this 100 times. I've never had any problem. I've always had my daughter with me. She's 32. I'm 64. This is, and well, that's the store policy. Always has been, always will be." And after she said that the third time, I said, "I need to see your manager." So she got on the horn and got her manager. Her manager come out and said exactly the same thing. "That's our policy. Always has been, always will be. That's our Walmart policy. Always has been, always will be. That's our Walmart policy. Always has been, always will be." Okay. I said, "You got a manager? Because if you do, I want to talk to him." So we waited about 10 minutes, and this time a guy comes out. Okay. And first thing he says to me is, "That's our policy, always has been, always will be." And I said, "Come here." He didn't want to come over because he could tell I was pretty hot. I was pretty mad. I don't get mad very often, but when I do, it's pretty obvious. I said, "Come here." And he didn't really want to come over. I said, "Come over here." I said, "I'm 64 years old. I'm hard of hearing. It's noisy in here. Come over here so I can talk to you." So he came over, but he didn't get too close to me. And he started to say, "That's up." And I said, "I can tell that you're not going to help me in here. I can tell that you're with the program and you're just going to keep repeating that over and over and over again. So I'm going to start asking some questions here." I said, "I've done this 100 times and never had any problem from any of your employees about buying anything for booze with my daughter here. My daughter lives with me. She's here every time I'm here. I've never had any problem. Today, all of a sudden, boom, I can't buy any booze because my daughter doesn't have her ID with her." So that's crap. Well, that's our policy. Always has been. So you just stand there and listen. I said, "Now, what have I got to do to walk out of here with this beer?" "Well, we can't sell it to you. We can't verify her, and she's with you, so you're done." I said, "Well, now that's going to be a problem." "Why is that?" "Because I'm not leaving without this beer. I can stand right here all day. I ain't leaving. Now, you can put all this stuff back in the cart and roll it off here in the corner, and I can drive 20 miles back to my house, get my daughter's identification, and drive 20 miles back and show you that she's 32 years old. We can do that. Will that work?" "It has been our policy, always has been, always will be." I said, "Okay. So is that going to work?" And he did the Walmart thing like 3, 4 more times. I said, "I don't want to hear that anymore. I asked you a question, and I want an answer. Straightforward. Yes or no, will that work?" "Well, you can come back tomorrow without her, and we can sell it to you." And I said, "We still got a problem." "What's that?" "I'm not leaving without this beer. Bottom line." "Well, that's been our policy." I said, "I don't want to hear that again." He knew I was going to ask for his manager. So he said, well, he could see I was getting pretty hot. And he could see I wasn't going to leave. And there were people piling up in back of me, and it was creating a scene. There was people starting to watch, and I was asking questions, and they didn't have the answers to them. And they just kept repeating that Walmart policy had been over and over again, and it was getting ugly. So what he did was he looked at me and he said, "Come on over to this other register over here." Told the girl to cancel that register. And he took me over the other register and told my daughter to leave. And then he checked me out. One-time thing, he said, "Don't do it again." Well, I won't. Now that I know, I won't. But I'm giving you a heads up. If you go to Walmart and go to buy any beer or anything alcoholic, and there's anybody near you that you speak to, or anybody that's with you that's underage or looks like they're less than 40, they had better have some identification, because they're going to card them. And if they don't card out okay, then, or they don't have identification, they won't sell you the beer or whatever else, or wine cooler or whatever. And that's their new policy. So I thought that might come in handy. And if you are in line with a beer and you see a friend that's not that old, or isn't carrying identification, don't speak to them. Just ignore them, because if you speak to them, they're going to card them. Yep, great policy. The next time I go, I'll just go all by myself. I won't take Sue or Beth with me, and I'll just buy the beer, and I'm pretty sure I can pass for 40. But I just wanted to let you know that, and if you think I have hard feelings towards them, or that I might not give them as much business as I have in the past, you would be correct. That was a dirty trick. There was no thought train behind it, and they just kept saying the same thing over and over again. And I promised myself when I got out of Osram, Sylvania, that if anybody ever treated me that way again, I'd stand my ground. And I did. And I came home with my beer. So that's my story. I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Designs. Try to have a really great day and try to have some fun today. You deserve it. Bye-bye. And just for the record, I don't drink. The beer was for BIOS 5s and QMH pots. Don't drink. Never have. Bye-bye.